Hey everybody. So today we're doing a book review on Utterly Wicked by Dorothy Morrison. I will say that I absolutely love this book. I love this book from beginning to end, which is a really rare thing for me. Normally I like pieces and parts of a book, or I may like the majority of a book but not a whole book. This one, completely. Absolutely love this completely. Her sense of humor. And I know people are going to maybe not get that kind of sense of humor. I work with the Morgan, so I kind of get that in your face, really kind of blunt sense of humor. And before we get into the actual review of the book and go a little bit more into detail, I want to read something because there's one part I disagree with her on, but you'll see. Okay, so in her introduction, there's this part. And she says, if you can bear the thought of being screwed over one more time, or if you think that every crisis in the world can be solved with love and goodwill, then take notice. I've written the next sentence just for you. Close this book now and put it back on the shelf. This is not a book for those who believe that life can be lived without ever harming anyone. This is not a book for those who are overly concerned with karma, the threefold law, and the golden rule. Nor is it a book for the squeamish, the straight-laced, or easily offended. If you are any of these, I certainly wish you luck on your path. But know that it would be in your best interest to take notice as well. Just refer to the italicized sentence above and act in kind. Close this book now and put it back on the shelf. Here's my thing. I think that everyone, every witch, if you are a witch, you need to own this book. And it doesn't matter what your path is. It doesn't matter if you are, one of those people that will never ever hex or never ever do a curse. Because here's my thing. If you are a healer, or if you are a witch of any kind, and you need to, say something happens and, you get hexed, or you feel you get hexed. How are you going to heal it if you don't know about it? Now, let's be honest about this. If we're doing things and we're doing protections, then we also need to know some of the things we're protecting against. So I recommend this to everybody. Even if you're a beginner witch, especially if you're a beginner witch, this would be a book that I would recommend to everyone. And it is on my recommended for beginner witches. I love her humor, and she may not be trying to be humorous, I'm not sure. But the way that she talks, she's very blunt. She's very straightforward. She, it's a no hold bars. I mean, she really goes in depth. She talks about the moral aspects. She talks about the actual energy that has to be put into these things. We see so many times, especially on social media, of all these people going around, oh, I'm hexing this and I'm hexing. Everybody remembers the baby witches hexing the freaking moon. I mean, come on. She goes into reality of that, what it actually takes to do that, and what it, the process is. She has all kinds of different workings in here. And the thing that I love, and maybe it's, you have to have the right perspective when you're going through it, I'm not sure, but when I was reading it, I saw both sides. So when she was talking about the puppets, I could see how we could use puppets for curses and hexes and such, but also, puppets for healing and for prosperity and things like that. So everything, there is a duality. And all the things that she talks about in here, I can see that duality in. And I've worked with duality and perspective on this for a really long time. So maybe that's why I get that feeling. But it really gave me some extra tools to think about and to use, and different ways of thinking about certain aspects, especially in magic. She goes in and, you know, she talks about different dirts, not just graveyard dirt, but all kinds of different dirts that you can use for different situations, especially like legal situations and things like that. She goes through the poppets. She talks about curses and like stitching and quilting. Yeah, quilting. I wouldn't have thought about that, which is interesting because I love knot magic. But I never really thought about stitch magic in that way. So that was really cool. And she just really goes in depth. And then she also gives you some really great spell ideas that you could do. She talks about some of her personal experiences and why she has used some of the hexes and things that she has used. So yes, Utterly Wicked. You don't have it? You need it. You need to get this book. Fantastic. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And like I said, it is for everyone. Not just Baneful Witches. This is for everyone. And when you read it, I hope that you see some of the things that I did of how you could use the same kinds of concepts in different types of magic. Because a lot of it, we're talking representational magic. So, yeah, it's a book. Get the book.